almost going to be a test, and then second shift, and we work out whatever bugs we have. All right, you're live.
Okay.
Thanks, Chris.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Good morning, Candlepin fans. I'm Chris Waterman, joining you from Academy Lanes in Haverhill for the 9-pin holiday tournament. The tournament's very simple. Works this way. Throw 9 pins on your first ball, it counts as a strike. A 9 drop on your second ball is a spare. If you throw 9 on your third ball, it's a 10 box. Up on lane 7, we have Bob Lee. Bob throws a natural spare. We're at our own little room in Academy Lanes off to the right side of the building. And Chris throws a natural strike on lane 8. Bob Lee on lane 7 leaves the 4 horsemen right. 3-6 drop on Bob's spare. Bob gets a 9, so that counts as a spare. Bob is 36 plus a ball after 3, and Chris is 24 plus 2 balls after 3. Chris is just off the head pin, leaves the 4 horsemen left and the 10 pin. Bob is on the head pin, drops 9 for a strike on spare. Chris cleans everything up, but this 4-7, he just needs to pick one of these pins up for a 10. And he's off to the left for an 8 box. What will happen is at the end of these 5 boxes, all the bowlers will shift 1 lane to the right to bowl their next 5. Chris is off to the left and takes the 6, excuse me. Bob's on the head pin, drops 9 for another strike. Oh, okay, we are not shifting lanes every 5 boxes. My apologies. Up on lane 8 is Spencer Alessi. And on lane 7 is Glenn. Glenn goes to the left, takes the half Worcester left. Spencer leaves the Caleri. Cleans up the 3 and 6 from the Caleri. Glenn is too full on the head pin, takes just that. Spencer cleans up 2 pins for a 9 drop. First for a 10 box. Glenn leaves the big 4 up for a 6 box. Spencer up on lane 8, just off the head pin. Leaves the diamond right plus the 4-7. Glenn takes out the triangle on the left. Spencer on target, drops a 9 for a spare. Glenn just off the head pin, leaves the 1-2-10. Glenn cleans up the head pin for an 8 drop. Spencer just off the head pin. Leaves a 2, 4, 7, 9, 10. Glenn just off the head pin as well. Leaves a 4 horseman left and the 9, 10. Spencer cleans it up for a spare. Glenn just off the head pin leaves a 1 and 9. Glenn picks up a single pin, which makes his 9 a 10. It's a 9-pin tournament. Anytime you drop 9, it counts for whatever ball it is. So if you drop 9 on your first ball, it's a strike. 9 on your second ball, it's a spare. And 9 on your third ball, it's a 10 box. Spencer on target, drops 9 for a strike. Nope, cleaned it all up for a natural. Glenn on lane 7 leads the 1, 2, 7, 9, and 10. The piece of wood off to the left. Glenn just off target takes the 9 and 10. Glenn chops a 2 off of everything, so it's an 8 box for Glenn. Spencer on lane 8. On the head pin, takes out 6. Glenn on the head pin. Leaves a 5, 9, and 10. Spencer off target, leaves the 3 and the 7. Glenn on target takes out 2 pins, so his 9 becomes a spare. He has 1 ball to fill on that. Spencer ends up with a 135. Glenn ends with a 108. Up on lane 8 is Melanie. On lane 7 is Corey. Corey through the head pin has a spread eagle plus a talon. Spread eagle plus a talon is the 6 pins with a spread eagle and either the 8 or the 9. If it was a double talon, it would be a straight punch through the 1, 5. Chops the 3 pin off of everything. Melanie, right on target, sweeps it for a natural 10. Corey takes up the 4 and 7 for a 6 box. Melanie, just off to head pin, chops the half whisker left. Takes up the 2 and the 8. Corey on lane 7, just off the head pin as well. Leaves a high-low jack plus the 8 pin. High-low jack is the 1, 7, 10. That was from the old Channel 5 show, where it was a rolling jackpot when nobody hit it at the end of the show. It started at $50 and went up $25 a week until somebody hit it. Melanie on lane 8 takes out 3 pins for a 9, which gives her a 10 box. Waiting on a slow ball return here for Corey. Corey's just off target, takes the head pin, punches it over, leaves the 7, 8, and 10 with some wood. The wood looks like it'll help. Corey caps the wood in front of the 8 and just takes the 8 for an 8 box. lane 8 on the head pin. Leaves a 7 and 10 with some wood. Wood is favorable. Oh. Problem with lane 7. We'll have to reset. Melanie on lane 8. Gets a spare the hard way. Corey up on lane 7, just off the head pin. Leaves a 2, 4, 5, and 7. Corey punches through the 2 and 4, leaves the 5 and 7. If he had taken either the 5 or the 7, it would have been a spare. And just cleaning up for, nope. And Corey with an 8 box. Melanie on lane 8 through the head pin. Leaves the big 4, the 4, 6, 7, and 10. Corey on lane 7 on the head pin. Leaves the 4, 7, and 9. 4-pin wobble, but it didn't want to go. Melanie cleans hers up for a 9, which is a spare. Corey cleans his up for a natural spare. When I say a natural spare, it means that they took all the pins. I will comment when it's a 9-pin drop for a strike spare or 10. Melanie on lane 8 on the head pin. Takes 8 for her spare. Corey on lane 7. Just off the head pin, drops 8. Melanie takes out the 5-pin for a 9-pin spare. She'll have 1 ball to fill. Corey played it off the deadwood for a 9 drop. He has a 9 spare. Going to 10th, he has a single ball to fill as well. Well, he's off target, takes a 5 for her spare for a 115. Corey drops 9 for a strike. His final is a 133. Nice rally at the end, Corey. I said nice rally at the end. Chris is up on lane 8 and Bob is up on lane 7. Chris is open going into the 6. Bob's working on a strike, so whatever he fills, whatever his combined fill on this ball, try to play the wood to take the 9, ends up with an 8 on the strike, 8 on the double. Chris is off to the right, takes the 10-pin. Bob is off to the right as well, punches the half wish to right, the 3-9. Chris is on the head pin. Leaves the 3 and, I'm sorry, the 2 and the 4. Bob goes down the bunny hole. Chris gets a 9 drop 10. Bob is on the head pin this time, cleans it up for a 9 drop 10 box. Chris on lane 8 is off to the right, takes the 6, 9, 10. Bob is on target, leaves everything with the takes everything with the 5 pin for a 9 pin strike. Chris is off target. Leaves the 1, 2, and 7 for a 7 drop. After 8 boxes, Chris has 74. Bob is 118 plus 2 balls. Chris makes an adjustment. He's close to the head pin, punches out the half twist to right. Bob just off the head pin, takes out the right side. Chris over adjusts, moves to the left too much. Leaves the 1, 2, 6, and 10. Bob goes the other way, he takes a 9 pin drop for a spare. Bob is 138 plus a ball after 9. Chris with a skip lob, hits the head pin, takes out 8. Bob just off the head pin, punches 5 for the spare. Chris steals a spare, a 9 pin spare on the lane 8. Bob steals a spare on lane 7. Bob is 148 plus a ball. Chris is 92 plus a ball. Chris will be up in lane 8 first. Chris punches 3 for his spare for a 95. Bob is on the head pin, 2 full. Leaves the 2, 4, 6, and 7 for a 159. Bob Lee with a 159 and Chris with a 95. We will be waiting for all the other lanes to finish, and everybody will shift 1 lane to the right. Everybody has finished game number one. We are all shifting one lane to the right. Just waiting for the computer link to hook up to move everybody's scores over one. So in lane 7 we have Mike up first. Lane 8 we have Glenn, who was just previously on lane 7. Mike starts with a spare, a 9 spare. Glenn up on lane 8 leaves the regardless, it's a natural spare. Mike on lane 7 fills his spare with 5. Glenn on lane 8 will be filling his spare shortly. Mike misses off to the left. Glenn on his spare. On the head pin, 2 full, leaves the spread eagle for a 4 fill on the spare. Mike is off to the left, leaving the 1, 2, 6, 10 for a 6 box. Glenn on his second ball goes after the left wing on the spread eagle. Leaves the 2, 3, 6, and 10. Glenn finishes with an 8 box. Mike on his first ball is on the head pin. He leaves the 4, 5, and 7. Glenn just off the head pin leaves the Caleri right. Mike drops a 9 pin spare. Glenn just off the head pin. Hit it. Nope. Leaves the 1 and the 8. Glenn takes a 9 drops, 10 box. Mike is off to the left, just took the 7 pin. Mike is still off to the left, takes the 2, 4, and 8, leaves the entire right side. Glenn is on the head pin again. Leaves the 4, 5, and 7. Glenn tries to play the wood, takes the 7 pin. Mike on his first ball, 5th box, leaves the 2, 4, 7, 9. Glenn misses the 4, 5 altogether for an 8 box. Mike takes the wood. Rolls out, leaves the 4 and 7. The ball's in the gutter on the right-hand side. That'll come out of play. Glenn on lane 8 leaves the Caleri left. The 1, 2, 4, 7, 9. Mike cleans his up for a natural 10. Mike has 52 after 5. Mike cleans up for a 9 pin 10. He has 49 after 5. We'll have Leslie on the left and Corey on the right. Leslie's on lane 7, Corey's on lane 8. Corey just off the head pin, chops the half whisk to right, taking the 3, 9. Leslie just off the head pin, leaves the 1, 2, 4. Makeable shot with wood behind it, but I don't think the wood will come into play. Corey corrects, hits the 1, 2 pocket, drops a 9 pin spare. 7. Cleans her 9, gets herself a 9-box 10. Curry on the pocket leaves the 2 and the 5 with a piece of wood between it that's favorable. Leslie cleans up the triangle left to 6, 9, and 10. Corey throws everything at the kitchen sink, but at the 5 pin, it goes. He's got a yard sale going on lane 8. Leslie's trying to finish her box, ends up with a 5. Assist from Bob Lee, clearing the ball. Corey's 27 plus the ball. Leslie's got a 15 after 2. Corey on a head pin. In the pocket, leaves the... Oh, nope, never mind. Leaves just a 6 pin for a strike. Oh, I'm sorry. He's got the 6-7 for an 8 drop on the spare. Takes out the 7 for a spare. 9 pin spare. Leslie's off the head pin, leaves a 1-2-4 for her 3rd ball. Leslie misses to the right. Corey on lane 8 chops the 2, 5, and 9 out. Leslie on lane 7 takes out the 2, the 5, and then 8. Neither of them with any wood. Corey cleans this up for a natural spare. Leslie's off to the right for a 6 box. Corey's 56 plus a ball after 4. Leslie's 28. Corey drops a 9-pin strike, so he sits on 76 and 2 balls. Leslie is the 4-7-10. Plays the wood to clean up the 7. Leslie's at 36 after 8. Katie Durant is up on lane 7. Bob Lee up on lane 8. Bob Lee with his first ball just off the head pin takes the 3, 6, and 9. Katie Durant up on lane 7. Drops 4. Bob Lee off the head pin again. Leaves the 1, 8, and 10. Katie Durant misses the head pin off to the left. Bob cleans his up for a 9-pin 10. Katie misses off to the head pin again for a 4 drop. Oh, sorry, it's a 5 drop. Nope, it's a 4 drop, sorry. Bob Lee off to the left. Drops 4. Charlie Collins is in the lead after game 1 with a 164. Bob Lee with a 159. John Winchell with a 154, Sean Baker 151, and rounding up the top 5, Corey Alessi with a 144. Bob Lee is 16 after 2. Katie with a strike, 14 plus 2 balls after 2. Bob is in the pocket, leaves the 5, 6, and 7. Katie hits the 3-pin and takes the 3, 5, and 8 with a favorable piece of wood behind the 1-2 pocket. Bob gets some wood to help him, frozen against the 5, throws it the right side of the wood, and leaves the 6, 7. Katie hits the head pin, takes 2, has the spread eagle minus the 3-pin left standing. Bob takes the 6-pin for a 9-pin 10, and Katie leaves 3 standing for a 7 box. After 3 boxes, Katie has 26. Bob Lee has 26. Bob on his 4th box. Leaves a 6-8 with a piece of wood pin behind the 8, which is unusual because if you follow Candlepin bowling, there's very little plate for that pin to be laying on. So it must be frozen against the back of the 8, which would be a help. Bob cleans up the 8-pin for a 9-pin spare. Katie's just off the head pin. Katie's in the pocket. Oh, come on. Get over. Nope. Leaves a 7-8 for an 8 box. Katie is 34 after 4. Bob Lee is 36 plus a ball after 4. Bob Lee on his fifth box, first ball. Goes to half whisk to right. Leaves 5 standing. Katie leaves the half whisk to left, not the half whisk, the 4 horsemen left, the 1, 2, 4, and 7. Should be able to run that down. Bob Lee just off the head pin, takes only 2, the 2 pin. Katie cleans everything up for a 9 drop spare. Bob cleans up a 9 for a 9-pin 10. After 5, Bob is 52. Katie is 44 plus a ball. Mike is up on lane 7. 2 fall on the head pin. He leaves 3 pins standing, the 2, 4, and 7. Glenn is up on lane 8. Can't see what he dropped, unfortunately. Mike starts off with a 9-pin spare. Glenn follows suit with a 9-pin spare. Mike for his spare full. Goes into the 4-7 but drops 6. He leaves the 2, 3, 6, and 10 standing. Mike drops. Mike cleans it up for a spare. Glenn goes 8 spare. Going to 77 plus a ball after 7. Mike is 78 after ball after 7. Mike is in the pocket. Get the 5 and the 7. The 7 won't go though. Glenn cleans his up for a spare. Mike is going to miss off to the right for an 8 drop. Gunner's in the pocket. Oh, the 9-pin slides but doesn't drop. Mike is on. Mike feels. Nope. Mike is on a 9-pin strike. Glenn cleans his up for a spare. He's at 113 plus a ball. Mike is at 104 plus 2 balls, both after 9. Mike's got a double going now, going into the 10. Glenn fills his spare with a strike. He is 123 plus 2 balls. Mike working, gonna fill his double now. Get in there with another strike. One more ball. One more ball. Glenn on lane 8 has the 1, 6, and 8. Cleans that up for a spare. And a 143. We're waiting for the reset on lane 7. And the only problem with Candlepin pin setters is that if you throw a double, the pit isn't able to keep up with the lack of pins, so there's a bit of a delay. Mike's going to fill his double right now with a 5. His rally at the end brought him up to 149. Nice game, guys. Yes, I am.
I'm not famous or anything, but I'm an alley chat.
Thank you very much. Now it clicks. I'm like,
I know you're busy. I'm sorry.
no, that's all right. we're back. Got Corey up on lane 8 with 130 plus a ball. Leslie over on lane 7 with 62. Just was introduced to Frank DeLuca, who runs Alley Chat, another one of our another platform. They do webcasts, and they also just put videos up on YouTube of classic shows from Channel 5, Channel 50, other rare gems. Corey's now 148 plus a ball after 9. Leslie gets her first spare. Corey with a hammer puts him at 168 plus a ball, plus 2 balls. Leslie with a 3 fill on her spare puts her at 75. Corey, I just noticed, has gotten marks in every box in this game. Lindsay ends up with an 82 for her game. Corey on the head pin. Get over! Corey cleans it up. Corey throws a 178. Bob Lee up on lane 8. Bob Lee on the head pin. Leaves the 3, 5, 6, and 10. Katie Durant in the pocket leaves the Greek Church, the 4, 6, 7, 8, and 10. Bob Lee steals a spare. Katie Durant plays the wood out in front of the 3 side of the Greek Church. Unfortunately, wood goes one way, ball goes the other, doesn't take any standing pins. That ball will not count. It's a 5 drop for Katie on lane 7. Bob Lee up on lane 8. Oh, leaves the Greek Church, so 4, 6, 7, 8, 10. I got a sense of deja vu here. Katie Durant in the pocket leaves a 6, 7, 8, 9 with wood. That looks favorable. Bob Lee on lane 8. Tries to sweep the 3 into the 2. Takes only the 7 pin. Katie plays the deadwood. Leaves a 6 and 9. Bob goes to the other side, takes a 6 and 10 with the wood, trying to drive something, ends up with an 8 box. Katie Durant drops the 6 pin for a 9 pin 10. Yes, you'll hear me say 9 pin strike spare 10 when it's not a natural fill. When it's a natural fill, I would say strike spare 10. Bob Lee off to the left. Ooh, clips the head pin. Leaves the 3 and 7. Katie Durant takes Wister, half Wister right. Bob Lee trying to play the wood. Oh! Leaves the 7-9. Katie Durant. Katie Durant with a 9-pin 10. Bob Lee just off the head pin to the left, leaves the Caleri right, the 1, 3, 6, 8, and 10. Katie Durant with a 9-pin strike. Bob Lee chops a 3 off of the Caleri. Leaves a 1, 6, 8, and 10. Bob goes off the head pin, takes the 9-pin 10 box. Bob Lee in his last box on lane 8. Goes off to the right, leaves the Caleri left. The 1, 2, 4, 7, 9. Katie Durant off to the right, leaves the full horseman left. The 1, 2, 4, and 7. Should be able to run that down if she hits the 1, 2 pocket. Bob misses off to the left, leaves the 1 and 7. Katie misses to the left, leaves the 1 and 7. She fills her spare with her strike with an 8. Bob cleans his up for a 9-pin 10 for a 105. Katie cleans hers up for a 9-pin 10 and a 102. Just be waiting one moment for everybody to shift one lane. We'll be back after a short break. Mike is up on lane 8. From the previous game, he shifted over to lane 7. Brittany Underwood is up on lane 7. I had the privilege of bowling Brittany in a tournament at Webster Timberlanes earlier this year. Up-and-coming bowling out of Webster Timberlanes. Mike is on the head pin. Leaves the 3, 5, 7, 10. Brittany cleans hers up for a 9-pin spare. his up for a natural for a 10. Oh, well, I'm a little behind. Haha. Mike had a strike and a spare, so he's 30 after plus a ball after 2. Brittany is just off the head pin, leaves the 1, 3, 6, and 7. Mike has an 8 drop on his spare. Mike has a 9-pin spare. Mike has 48 plus a ball after 3. Brittany is 23 after 2. Mike is on the head pin. He leaves the 5 and the 9. It's 8 pins fill for his spare. Brittany's off to the right, takes 4 pins. Mike cleans his up for his spare, his 4th mark in a row. Brittany gets some backdoor action to get a 9-pin spare for herself. Mike fills his spare with 4, leaving the 4 horsemen left at 9 and 10. Brittany punches the 4-pin out of the full rack for a 1 fill on her spare. Mike steals the 10-pin for a 9-pin 10. And Brittany cleans hers up for a 9-pin 10. After 5, Mike has 80. And Brittany has 44 after 4. We'll be waiting for her to catch up with her box in 1 moment. Brittany drops 6. Brittany gets a spare for a 54 plus a ball. She'll sit on that ball. James is up on lane 7, and with Leslie is up on lane 8. Leslie is off to the right. Doesn't, just whiffs by the 10-pin. James leaves the 2, 4, 5, and 7. Leslie's back on target. Appears to be the diamond. I can't tell if there's a back pin there. James has a 9-pin spare for himself. And Leslie starts with a 7. Leslie has a 7 drop, and James has a 6 drop. If Simmer leaves the 1, 2, 7, James has a 10 added to his. Leslie takes out this 3-pin. James cleans his up for a spare. And Leslie's off to the right of her head pin for an 8 box. I'll be right back, folks. There is sound. Who's saying there's no sound? Nico, can you hear me? Yeah.
Go up a little bit, I guess.
I just bumped it up.
Could be also in this. There's another one. What is the record? There it is. That's gonna be it. Okay, so Nardone said you're good.
10 now. Thanks, Mike. Working on it, Jeffrey. Is this better? Let me know. Yay or nay, is this better? Thank you. Katie Durant's up on lane 8. Has a 9-pin spare for herself. Katie on the pocket. Drop one more. Leaves the 3 and 9. Fills her spare with an 8. And takes up the 3-pin for a 9-pin spare. She is 34 plus a ball after 3. We're here from Academy Lanes in Haverhill today for the 9-pin holiday tournament. 9-pin tournament is 9-pin counts as whatever. If you drop 9 pins on your first ball, it's a strike. 9 pins on your second ball, it's a spare. 9 pins on your third ball is a 10. For those of you not familiar with Candlepin, we have 3 balls per turn, and we don't clear the deadwood. Katie dropped 6 on her spare. Katie cleans everything up but the head pin for a 9-pin 10. Katie off to the right. Manages to sweep the wood, sweep the pins over, leaves the 1, 6, and 10. Katie cleans it up for a natural spare. Katie is 60 plus a ball on as she sits down. Brittany will be up on the Brittany Underwood on the left, and Mike will be on the right. Brittany is 654 plus a ball. Mike is up at 80. Mike is open. Mike leaves the 1, 3, 6, and 7. Brittany goes through the right side. Takes the half Worcester right plus the 5-pin. Mike takes up the 3 and the 6, leaves the 1, 7. Brittany was off to the left. Leaves a mixed bag of pins. Brittany finishes with a 5, Mike with an 8. Mike is at 88 after 6, Brittany at 62 after 6. Mike is on the head pin, leaves the 2, 5, and 7. Brittany on the head pin leaves the 2, 4, and 7. Mike misses to the right, takes the 7. Brittany misses to the left, takes the 7. Brittany with a 9-pin 10. Mike through the head pin, leaves the 6 and 10. Brittany on the head pin, takes 5. Mike cleans his up for a spare. Brittany cleans her up for a 9-pin spare. Mike is just off the head pin. Leaves the 1, 3, 6, and 7. Brittany has the 1, 8, and 9. Mike's off to the left, leaves the 1, 3, and 6. Brittany misses her shot. Brittany with an 8 box and a 97 after 9. Mike has a 122 after 9. Mike hits the head pin, leaves the 9 and 10. Brittany has the 3, 6, 4, and 7. Mike's shot is no good. The ball came out of the channel. He has a 136. Brittany finishes up with a 105. I'm sorry, 103. 103. Yeah, my eyesight's going. I'm old. Sue me. After 2 games, the 11 a.m. shift. 2-game total leader is Sean Baker with a 313. Corey Packard with a 311. Charlie Collins, the Terminator, with a 302. John Winchell with a 297. Jeff Surratt with a 273. High game that string was Corey Packard with a 178. And looking down the list, it looks like Sean Baker had the second high game with a 162. John Winchell with a 143. Nope, sorry. Mike Spinazzola with a 149. So after 2, Sean Baker is your leader. Leslie's up on lane 8. James is up on lane 7. Leslie's 53 after 6. James is 69 after 6. Nice. Leslie is at 58 after 7, and James has a 79 plus a ball after 7. Get over. Leslie drops a 9-pin strike. James fills his spare with an 8, leaves the 1-2 with a spare opportunity. James cleans it up for a spare. Hi, Margaret. How are you? Leslie leaves a 1 and 2, and James with a 9-pin spare. 112 plus a ball after 9. Leslie cleans hers up for a 10 box. Leslie chops 1, takes the 7-pin. James drops 5. There's a 1, 2, 5, 8, and 9. Leslie punches out the half witch to right. James off to the right. Leaves double sleepers, the 1, 2, 5, and 8. Leslie drops 6 for a 91. Sorry, 5 for a 91. James ends up with a 127. Katie Duran up on lane 8. 60 plus a ball. Two full on the head pin leaves the 3, 6, 7. Can tell if the 9's there. And 10. The 9 pin was not there. Chops the wood off the 3. Leaves a 6, 7, 10. Misses the 6-10 off to the left for a 7 box, which puts her at 72 after 6. Katie in the pocket. Oh, tough break. Leaves a 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 with no wood. Not sure how I'd play this. I'd probably play the 6-10 and try to sweep it. Katie plays the 4-pin, takes only the 4-pin. Katie takes the 10-pin for a 7 drop. Katie in the head pin leaves the 5, 6, and 10. Katie on the stripe on the deadwood clears it for a spare. 89 plus a ball after 8. Katie just in the pocket, hits the head pin light, leaves a tail, the 4, 5, 7, and 8 plus the 10 pin. Katie tries to split it by playing the 4, 8 and driving everything in opposite directions. Only takes the 4, 8, leaves the 5, 7, and 10. In 10 pin, that's known as the lily, and it's usually a really garbage ball you've thrown. And 7 pin was knocked down illegally, so it doesn't count. So Katie's got a 101 going into the 10th frame. Katie leaves the Caleri left, the 1, 2, 4, 7, and 9. Piece of wood pin against the 4, 7, and might not come into play. And Katie's finding a ball, clears it for a 10. Throws a 111. Take a quick break and we'll be back. Just waiting for everybody to finish their strings off to our left. Once we do that, everybody will shift 1 lane to the right. Just waiting for lanes 1 and 2 to finish up, and everybody will shift down, and we'll start the next string. Next string will start very shortly, just waiting for 1 and 2 to finish up. And we're all shifting down 1 lane now that 1 and 2 have finished up. Faye Sawyer will be up on lane 7, Brittany Underwood on lane 8. We also have coverage going on the Candlepin Bowling Network. My colleague Paul Grant will be covering as well. He's covering the other side of the house, covering lanes 7 and 8. Brittany starts off with a 7 drop. Faye is off to the right. Drops to 6, 9, 10. Brittany steals a 9-pin spare. Faye drops another 5 pins, leaving the 2 and 7. Faye's on target for a 10. Brittany just off the head pin, drops 8 for her spare. She's 18 after 1. Faye Sawyer off to the left. Leaves the 4 horseman right, plus a 9-pin as a sleeper. Brittany Underwood picks hers up for a spare. She's now 18 plus 2 after 2. I'm 28 plus 2. Let's try that once more. How about 28 plus a ball after 2? I can talk good, dude. Nothing like poking a little fun at myself. Fade picks up the head pin for a 9-pin 10. On Brittany's spare, she's off. Dope. Punches to half, Oyster left. Faye Sawyer in the pocket. Leaves the 4, 7, 10. Brittany off to the right, leaves the... drops 4 more. Faye off to the left, misses the 4 pin, only takes the 7. Brittany ends up with an 8 box. Faye drops the 10 pin for a 9-pin 10. Brittany in the pocket for a strike. Brittany's now 48 plus 2 balls after 2. Faye is off to the right, leaves it, punches out the half Worcester right. Faye goes down the bunny hole, so it's 2 bunny hole. Hits the head pin, takes the 1 and 8. So that's a four box for Faye. Faye is 34 after 4. Brittany is 48 plus 2 balls after 4. Brittany gets some backdoor action, so she's got the front triangle, the 1, 2, 3, and the 10 pin with a piece of wood that might help. Faye drops 6. Brittany almost steals it backdoor, leaves the 1 and 3 up. Faye catches a nice break. Faye catches a nice break, it's a 9-pin spare. And Brittany ends up with a natural 10. Brittany 66 after 5. Faye is 44 plus a ball after 5. Up on the left we have Charles Collins, the Terminator. And on the right we have James. James goes through the left side, drops 3. Charlie Collins up on lane 7, starts off with a strike. James has the 1, 4 and 7 left, goes for the 4 and 7 in the easy 10 box. James is up on lane 8. Leaves the 1, 3, 6, 9, and 10. Charles Collins up on lane 7. Leaves a 7, 10 with wood. 7-pin wobble, but didn't go. James has 2 pins remaining. Charles go right on the nose for the 10 pin. Charlie has 30 plus a ball after 2. James is 18 after 2. James on the head pin. Leaves the 4, 7, and 10. Charlie Collins up on lane 7. Punches through the right side. Takes 3 pins. Charlie drops a 9-pin spare. 43 plus a ball after 3. James is 26 after 3. James just off the pocket, drops 6. Charlie's working on his spare. Drops 8 on his spare. James drops 9 for a spare. Charlie picks up his spare. 61 plus a ball after 4. James is 36 plus a ball after 4. Waiting for the update for the 3rd string so I can give you the leaders. James is off to the right, takes the half whisk to right, fills his spare with 2. Charlie's off the head pin. Takes 8 on his spare. James drops a bunch, leaves 2 pins standing, the 1 and the 8. And Charlie's got a spare. He's got 5 marks in a row. 79 plus a ball after 5. James is 48 after 5. John Winchell up on the left, and
John.
there's John bowling up on the left. We have a dummy score on the right. John comes out of the gate with a strike. Again, this is a 9-pin tournament, so anything, if you drop 9 on your first ball, it's a strike. Drop 9 on your second ball, it's a spare. Drop 9 on your third ball, it's a 10. John goes through the head pin, takes the 4. And he leaves the 4, 6, and 10 with some wood. Gotta wait for it to stop moving. Be interesting to see how he plays this. I know how I'd play it. One for the easy 6-10 and the spare. 30 plus a ball after 2. The dummy bowler up on the right isn't putting up much of a fight. He's 0 after 3. John's in the pocket. Leaves a 2, 5, 8, and 10. John just misses the 2-pin. John cleans his up for a 10 box. And we've got the 3. The leader after 3 is John Winchell with a 451. Jeff Surratt with a 450. Sean Baker in 448. Charlie Collins in the hunt with a 437. Corey Packard with a 429. That was your top 5. John Winchell's 56 after 4. And the dummy's now thrown 0 over his 5 boxes. Yeah, it's a joke. Bad one. John in the pocket for a 9-pin strike, which puts him at 66 plus 2 balls after the 5. Faye Sawyer up on the left, 44 plus a ball. Brittany Underwood up on the right, 66. Brittany just off the head pin. Leaves the 4 horseman right plus the 7. Fades through the head pin. Ooh, spread eagle with the double talon. She surgeon's ball, took out the 1 and the 5. Breaks up part of the left side. Brittany with a 6 box is a 72 after 6. Faye cleans up the right side for a 9 pin 10. Brittany on the head pin. Brittany has the floor 7, 8, 10 with a couple pieces of wood. Faye has the 1, 2, 4, and 9 with some wood. Cleans up the 1, 2, 4 for a 9 pin spare. Brittany shook and scared everything, but only ended up with 8 out of that box. So she is 80 after 7. Faye is 66 plus a ball after 7. Brittany off the head pin, takes 4. Faye on the head pin, leaves the 3, 5, 6, and 10. Brittany off the object pin, leaves the 4, 6, 7, 9 with wood. Faye steals a backdoor spare, 9 spare. Brittany with an 8 box, 8's a wild right now. 88 after 8. Off to the right, takes 4. Faye Sawyer up on lane 7. Off to the right, drops 6. Brittany leaves the 1 and the 7. Faye on the head pin. Tough break. She should have had either the 8 or the 9 on that drop, but both pins remain. 8's is still wild for Brittany. She's 96 after 9. And Faye is 98 after 9. Faye's off the head pin, takes the half Worcester right. Faye drops 6. Brittany's got the 1, 6, 7, 8, 10s left standing. Faye on the head pin. Not enough juice on it. Leaves the 4, 7, 9. And Brittany finishes with a 102. Faye drops hers for a 10 and a 108. Terminator up on lane 7. James is up on lane 8. James has a 48 after 5. Terminator's got a spare 79 plus a 1 ball working. James drops 8. Charlie Charlie's on the head pin. Leaves the 3 and 6. James cleans his up for a spare. Charlie cleans his up for a spare. He's got 97 plus a ball after 6. James is 58 plus a ball after 6. James is off the head pin, takes 4. Terminator on lane 7. In the pocket, a little too full. Leaves the 2-4-6 with Wood. James cleans his up for a spare, for a 9-pin spare. Charlie takes the 2-4 for a 9-pin spare. 114 plus a ball after 7. James just off the head pin takes 8. Charlie just is off the head pin, takes 4 for his spare. James takes the easy play with the Wood and the easy spare. Charlie cleans up his for a spare. 128 plus a ball after 8. James goes half whistle to right for a 2 on his spare. Charlie drops a 9-pin strike on his spare. He's at a whole bunch plus 2 balls. 148 plus 2 balls. James has a 99 after 7. James on the head pin leaves the 3, 6, 7, and 10. Charlie Collins drops 7 on his first ball, leaves a 2, 4, 7. James picks his up for a spare. He's got 1 more ball. Charlie Collins with a lucky shot put a spare on strike, leaving him at 168 plus a ball. James puts a 6 on his spare for 114. Collins off the head pin drops 6. Ends up with a 174. John Winchell up on lane 7 leads the 6, 9, and 10. Cleans it up for a spare on strike, putting him at 86 after 6, and a ball. John Winchell on the pocket leaves the 5, 8, and 10. 7 on the spare. John fills with another spare. He's 103 plus a ball after 7. John off the head pin leaves the 1, 2, 8, 10. Fills his spare with 6. John has 119 after 8. John's on the head pin, 2 full. There's a spread eagle plus a clipped wing. 10 pins missing out of the spread eagle. Takes the left side of the spread eagle, leaving the 3 and the 6. Takes the 6 pin for a 9 pin 10, 129 after 9. John drops 7 with his first ball, leaves the 2, 5, and 7. 5 pins slid forward towards the 2. Got a piece of wood pin between the 2 and the 5. Cleans it up for a spare, 139 plus a ball. On the head pin and drops 7 for a 146 game. Waiting for the other bowls to finish, and it'll be 1 lane to the right for our 5th and final game. Everybody's finishing up, and we're still finished. We're doing the one-lane shuffle to the right. Candlepin corner's own. Corner Lychee will be up on lane 7. This is shift 102. 2 p.m. shift will be starting after this. Faye Sawyer will be up on lane 8, and Corey will be up on lane 7. Faye into the pocket. Use the 2, 4, 6, 10. And Corey steps up. Off the head pin. Takes 5. Leaves the 1, 3, 7, 8, 10. Faye Sawyer and Corey with a 10 box to start for both of them. Faye Sawyer up on lane 8. Leaves a 1, 3, and 6. Faye Sawyer cleans his up for a spare. Corey Lychee with a spare. Faye Sawyer just off the pocket. Leaves the 1, 2, and 4. Corey with a one of those Candlepin oddities. He takes the 1 and the 3 and leaves everything else. That's to be a pretty precise ball to do that. That's not easy, folks. Faye cleans her up for a 9-pin spare. Corey leaves the 6 and 10. He should be able to pluck one of those for a 10 box, which he does. Corey is 32 after 3. Faye is 37 plus a ball after 3. Faye with a strike. 57 plus a ball, plus 2 balls after 4. Corey leaves a 1, 3, 7, 8, and 10. Faye Sawyer up on lane 8. Leaves the 4 horsemen left. And lane 7 is doing its little ghost routine again, only giving us a couple pins. Corey resets. Faye Sawyer with 6 on her strike. Curry leaves the 1 and 4. Faye with a 69 after her half. And Corey with a 50 after his half. Terminator up on lane 8. Collins with the 4 and 10 up on lane 8. Paul up on lane 7 has the 3, 5, and 6. Collins starts with a spare. So does Paul. Collins on the head pin. Leaves a 3, 6, 7, 10. Paul up on lane 7. Leaves the 4, 7, 8. With Wood. Looks favorable. Collins off to the right. Leaves the 3 and the 7. Paul cleans his up for a spare. Collins with a 9-pin 10. Collins on the head pin. Leaves a 2, 4, 5, and 7. Paul on lane 7 takes the left side for 4. Drops 4 pins. Collins with a 9-pin 10. Paul with a 9-pin 10. Hi, Margaret. Somebody did tell Charlie to step aside. Sorry about that. Collins off the head pin, but drops 9 for a strike. Paul with a 9-pin drop for a spare. Collins off the head pin, takes 8. Paul off the head pin, takes 6. Collins steals the spare. Paul steals a spare as well. Both shots by both of them. Terminator 66 plus a ball after 5. Paul is 67 a ball after 5. We've got Chris up on lane 7 and John up on lane 8. John drops 8 with his first ball. Chris on lane 7 drops 5. He has the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And John on lane 8 has the 2 and 7, which is now a 9-pin spare. Chris misses off to the right and leaves the 1, 2, 3 remaining. Caps the wood between the 1 and the 2, just takes the 2. John on lane 8 up on a spare. John catches a break, takes 7, leaves the 1, 2, and 7 with wood favorable. Chris up on lane 7. Chris up on lane 7 has the 1, 3, 6, and 9. John cleans his up for a 9-pin spare. Chris leaves the 1 and 3 up on lane 7. Chris cleans his up for a 10. Now John is 27 plus a ball after 2, and Chris is 18 after 2. John cleans up 6 for his fare, leaves the 1, 2, 8, and 9. Okay. All right.
Restart with the shift. Restart.
Both bowlers with spares in the third box. John off the head pin. Chris on the head pin, leaves the 4-6 with wood. John has the 4 horseman right with some wood behind it. John cleans his up for a spare. Chris plays the wood. Doesn't take the 4 or the 6. Cleans up the 6 for a 10 box. He's 46 after 4. John is 59 plus a ball after 4. John off the head pin leaves the 4 horsemen left and the 10 pin. Chris on lane 7 drops 5, leaves the 1, 3, 5, 8, and 9. John punches the 2 pin out of that. Chris drops 9 for 9 pins. He starts out with a strike. I look down and wow. Corey with a double. Sawyer cleans hers up for a spare. Sawyer in the pocket, leaves the 6 and 10. Corey with a triple. Faye cleans hers up for a spare. Fade hits the Brooklyn side light, leaves the 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. Corey puts an 8 on his double. Fade takes the 6, 10. Corey cleans his up for a spare. Just out of camera, Sean Baker's got a 5-bagger going right now. Makes that a 6-bagger. Hambone. Faye Sawyer with the 4 horsemen left in the 9-10. Corey with the Greek Church. 4, 6, 7, 8, 10. And 2 pieces of wood near the 4. Drives that. Leaves the 6 and 10. Sean Baker's now on a 7-bagger. Faye Sawyer with a 137. And Corey Alici with a 153. Sean Baker just threw an 8-bagger on lane 6. Was that a 228? Sean Baker with a 228 for his final game. Pretty amazing, even though it's a 9-pin drop tournament. 228. Both bowlers fill with a 10. Collins up on lane 8 in the pocket. Leaves the 4 and 5. Paul up on lane 7 leaves the 3, 6, 7, and 10. Collins with a 9-pin spare. Paul with a 9-pin spare. Collins punches the half Worcester left. Paul drops 5. Collins on the head pin. Leaves the 4, 6, 7. Paul cleans his up for a 9-pin spare. Collins takes a 7-pin for an 8-box. Collins with a spare 111 plus a ball after 9. Paul with a spare 125 after 9. Collins just off the head pin, leaves a half. Leaves a 4 horseman left. Paul punches through the right side, takes 4. Charlie Collins with a spare in the 10th. Should put him at 121 plus a ball. Paul has a 135 for his last game. Charlie Collins with a 135. Paul with a 135. John up on lane 8 with an 8 drop. Chris up on lane 7, drops 6 on his spare. John with a spare, and Chris has 8 box. He's 70 after 6. John is 84 plus a ball after 6. John puts 4 in his spare. Chris misses wide to the left. Takes a 7-pin. John hits the head pin, trying to drive everything. Leaves a 7, 9, and 10. Chris still has 6 pins standing. John tries to use the wood to clean it up for a 10. Ends up with an 8. Chris ends up with a 10 box. John has a 96 after 7. Chris is at 80 after 7. John just off the head pin, leaves the Cleary left. Oh, nope. Drops the 9 pin, so it's only the 4 horseman left. 1, 2, 4, 7. Chris has the 1, 2. Six and 10 left. John ends up with a 10 box, and Chris ends up with an 8 box. Chris has an 88 on lane 7 after 8. 8's a wild again. John has a 106 after 8. John drops 6 on lane 8, so does Chris on lane 7. John leaves the 5-7 with some wood. Both bowls are an 8, so Chris on lane 7 has a 96 after 8. John drops 8 on lane 8, and he misses. Chris on lane 7 drops 5. He has the 1, 2, 6, 1, 2, 4, 6, 10. John has a 6 and 10, throws an 8, ends up with a 122. Chris ends up with a 102. We'll be ending the stream in a moment. I'll be taking a short break, and we'll be coming back for the 2 o'clock shift.